Hi, and welcome to Tabletop Experiments. For this week, we're going to be reviewing how to make pickled quail eggs. As you can see, I have quite a few eggs that we need to use up. Now, unlike the eggs that are actually hatching as we speak, these guys have been in the refrigerator and are no longer viable for incubation. So again, you can prepare quail eggs in multiple ways, although a fun way that I like to keep them in my fridge for an extended period of time is by pickling them. They're kind of nice bite-sized snack, so if you are interested in pickling, this is the video for you. So for this, first you'll have to clean off your quail eggs and then bring them on over to the stove and get them to a boil. So I've already done that. So once you've allowed your eggs to boil for roughly around 3 minutes, you're going to transfer them over to a cool ice cube bath for an additional 2 to 3 minutes. From there, you're going to peel the eggs, although this can be a long, tedious process, especially with how many eggs I had here. So I've taken the liberty to kind of go ahead and do those steps for you so you don't have to watch me peeling. From there, you take your empty ball or mason jar, and then you're just going to take your peeled eggs and kind of drop them into your mason jar. I've roughly about in each mason jar, maybe around 60 eggs. These are relatively large mason jars. The recipe for the pickling solution will all vary as well as to the size jar that you're using. So on to the pickling solution, the fun part and actually the magic behind the pickled eggs, believe it or not. So for this, we're going to need a few different ingredients to make the pickling solution, and that would be white vinegar as well as apple cider vinegar. So for this, since we are using such a large mason jar, I'm going to actually double what you would traditionally use. So we will be using 2 cups of white vinegar, and again you're going to put that in a pot. As well as 2 cups of apple cider vinegar. So once you've done this, you're going to add around 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. Again, if you prefer Himalayan salt, you can do that as well. Now for the pickling spice, you can make your own. However, I know a few different places will actually sell their own. I went to a local country store and picked up a pre-made mixture of pickling spice. For this, we'll be using 4 teaspoons of pickling spice. and I like things a little bit spicier, so I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of red chili flakes. 2 teaspoons of red chili flakes. Not sure if I said tablespoons. That'd be really hot. In addition to this, to keep the vampires away, you're also going to be using roughly around 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. Once you've done that, again, just like with the boiling of the water, you're going to bring this to your stovetop, allow it to boil, and then we'll be transitioning over from the pot into our mason jars. So I'll show you that next step once we get this to a boil. So once your pickling solutions come to a boil, it's time to take that off the stovetop, grab your funnel, and pour that mixture into your mason jar containing your eggs. Before you do that, I do take a couple of bay leaves, throw those right on in there, and then pop the funnel in and go to the last step of taking your solution and just pouring that right on in there. Make sure to get all the good stuff in there. If it does get clogged, again, they do have canning funnels. This may be a little bit easier for any of the leftovers to go in there as opposed to a traditional funnel. So once you've poured your pickling solution there, you'll notice that you have a little bit of extra space in there. Just take your measuring cup, grab a little bit of water, and top that on off. Once you've done that, it's time to take your lid and cap, pop that on there, and seal her up. Now again, allow your mason jar to come to room temperature before putting that in the refrigerator, and then once in the refrigerator, I'd give it around 5 to 2 weeks time before you start eating them, to allow that flavor to sink in. So hopefully you've really enjoyed this video, and until next time,